The turnover chain. I don't know if you guys remember. A little something.
Yeah, of course.
That was 2017. That was Manny Diaz's best contribution. That's my.
It was
literally he did nothing else.
It literally was.
It puts him in the huff because I know there was. Remember that year 2017 when it came out? We were on. I think we started. Was it 8-0? We played Notre Dame and we shellacked them, and then Notre Dame tried to make one, and they like brought it out shamefully. We were already up like 38 rip or something, and they got like a turnover.
But do you remember when Florida State came out with the backpack?
I was gonna say the worst versions of the turnover. They had the Florida State backpack. It was like, beat it. Like, we're wearing a backpack. All right, Dora the Explorer.
Explain the backpack. I guess I don't remember that. Did they like the team come out all wearing backpacks together, like as a show of unity?
Yeah. So the turnover chain, if you don't remember, it was we get a turnover. They had this. I think it was 5.5 pounds. AJ the jeweler had made it.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd wear it on the sideline. And the team was on a tear. I mean, we ended the season terribly, but at the beginning we were on a tear. And so other teams started trying to copy. And here's the thing about Miami. We know from the 30 for 30 docs, we know from history and stuff, we set the precedent for everything, for the swagger, and so teams started, I think Alabama had like the ball on the belt or something, and Georgia had those spiked pads or something. Tennessee had a trash can for some reason.
Yeah, they would dunk it.
Turnover trash can. I don't know what that was. And those weren't as good as like a jewel encrusted turnover chain. But then FSU decided to come out with just a backpack. So when you got a turnover, you put on a backpack.
Did you have to stand in front of a yellow bus and your mom take pictures?
Yeah.
Hold up a chalkboard.
Just filled with shame, right? You just open it up, shame.
Shame. So what's your bold prediction?
With that, we are going to have, I don't know what it is yet, because Cristobal was the one that when he came here said, we're not doing the turnover chain anymore. But I think he was like, hey, let's stop worrying about these kind of things and let's worry about the big picture. But I believe we'll have some version of this will come back, and it will come back organically. And that similar to like the Panthers have the rat when Mellenby killed a rat and they throw rats on the eyes. It'll be an organic thing, not forced. That there'll be this new tradition that starts on the defensive side, from whether it be turnovers or sacks or something like that. And the turnover chain song, which is a great song, by the way. There'll be a new song, and Pitbull will write that song. That's a pretty bold prediction.
Now that's a bold.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bold prediction, even though you didn't predict what it's going to be.
I don't know what it's going to be because it's going to be organic, but I'm telling you, there's going to be a new tradition, a la the turnover chain. That starts this year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what about
we come out of the smoke in the tunnel, that kind of thing. But it's going to become organic because something's going to happen, a big play in a big moment in a big game. Like that, remember this, we started this. I'm telling you, we started this with the fourth quarter comeback with Michael Irvin against FSU. If you can find me evidence that there was another team doing this before the Miami Hurricanes, please send it to me. I don't think there was. We started that, and now everybody's like, "Ooh!" It's
we start everything. The Canes start everything, baby.
So something similar to that is what I'm talking about. I don't know what it is. It's gonna be organic, but it's.
I think it was Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko, and the Four Horsemen. I believe that was what it was. The Four Horsemen were throwing out the floor beforehand. I'm just saying.
Football related.
Okay, football related. Fine.
Football related. Maybe students will start wearing loafers.
Sure.
Because Mario, they call him the man in the loafers.
Or maybe maybe there's gonna be a new sandwich, Reubens, at the stadium.
Reuben.
Yeah, where they start selling Reubens at whatever the heck they call the stadium.
Or everybody just starts dressing like Bane.
Hard Rock Stadium. I couldn't remember Bane. That's way better. That is a way better one. Yeah. The Bane masks.
Everybody just starts wearing Bane masks.
Yeah, has that not happened yet? Are there not Bane
No,
masks?
not yet.
Oh, okay. This is what let's get that out there. Bane masks in hurricane colors.
Jeez, can you imagine September when it's still like 97 out in that stadium? You got one of those stupid masks on?
The straw for your beer.
This was a bad idea.
I should need another beer. I can't do impressions.
That was pretty terrible for her.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody.
All right. Any more predictions?
I think that was pretty bold, that one. And I had 9 people on the All-ACC team. 9.
Nine
I think it
is
was
good.
8. I think I said 8. I don't remember what I said. I know I went up because I was afraid you were going to shame me again.
No, I think, and
right.
here's my bold prediction. I've said it in, I believe, our first one, but I'm going to go back to it. I really think, and it kind of follows your 222.
Yeah.
Tyler Van Dyke will throw for more than Cam Ward because the running game of Miami is going to be dominant. Because they're going to score really quick, and then they're just going to run the ball down your throat, just like Mario did with Oregon at Ohio State, if you remember that game. He just ran the ball up and down that defense. And I was watching film on Kentucky playing Florida last year. Kentucky just ran the – I think they had over 300 yards rushing on Florida.
That's right, yeah.
So I just feel that you're right. I don't know if they'll average 222, but I know once they go up, especially in these games against the lower tier schools, so like after Florida, they play like 3 basically throwaway games. Those games, their rushing yards are going to be through the roof, which could push that average that you're bold predicting throughout the year.
122, yeah.
222. All right, Rudy, any final words, man?
Final words, just out of curiosity, just because I was looking up some stats today, how many, and I noticed that there was a trend between going back and watching some of these older games, especially when Jim Harbaugh wasn't in college football. How many times, now that he has moved on to the NFL, how many times do you think his name gets brought up? At least, I think it's at least one time every game throughout the season that his name will get brought up in some form or fashion. That they always say, like, oh, that's a call. And it's not even a team. Like, let's even take, for instance, possibly the Miami-Florida game coming up. Cristobal can make a play call, and somebody will, that reminds me of Jim Harbaugh. That reminds me of Jim Harbaugh. Like, there's nothing that drives me nuts when they. I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know. I noticed it so much with commentators now that they always go back to that guy's name, and it drives me up the friggin' wall.
Yeah.
No, nobody else.
No,
you don't notice
you,
it,
man.
Yeah, am I the only one? All right.
That's that Wisconsin mindset.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be, man, because I don't know. I guess maybe I noticed him. I was just in Detroit this weekend and was just walking around Michigan people nonstop, and it was
they just won the title. They just won the title though. They're defending champs.
His name got brought up. Like I was like, we're not even. We're at a comedy club. Why are we talking about that guy?
Nah. All right, that was a bad take, Rudy. But we love you.
Don't you take shame me.
Oh, I'm the bold shamer and the take shamer?
Yeah, take shamer, bold shamer.
No
disrespect.
Rudy,
No disrespect.
Let me tell you one thing. Rudy is a phenomenal comic. He'll be with me September 6th and 7th in Miami. So all you Canes fans, come on out. We'll show you some love. Forrest, where are you going to be?
That same weekend, I'll be in El Paso, Texas, September 5th through the 8th. But I'll tell you what, after that, starting September 12th, I am in Florida until October 13th. I'm doing shows in Miami, Key West, Palm Beach, Boca, Tampa, Orlando, Stewart. I'm all over the place. Go to forrestshaw.net. I'm all over Florida for the second half of September and the first half of October. Forrestshaw.net. They're all on there.
Rudy, how can people find you, man?
RudyPavichComedy.com. I got an album recording coming up September 13th and 14th at the Comedy Corner Underground. And then all the shows that Michael's got coming up, you can find me there. And then I'll be doing 1 week House of Comedy, Mall of America in Minneapolis. I believe that starts September 15th and then goes through the 19th. So just go to my website.
This is a big deal for Rudy. Is your album in Minneapolis? You're recording in Minneapolis?
Yeah, Comedy Corner Underground, Minneapolis. It's in downtown, kind of not too far from US Bank Stadium.
Nice.
And I'll be recording a special, Tempe, Arizona, Tempe Improv, September 27th and 28th. You were there. Tempe came out last time for my last special. It changed my life, so I'm shooting it there again.